For his perspective on the negotiations, North Dakota Republican Senator and member of the Senate Appropriations Committee, John Hoeven, joins me now. Senator, good to see you, and thank you for making the time for us on this Memorial Day weekend.
Tom, good to be with you, and of course, I want to extend my best to everyone, particularly all our veterans on this Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you, Senator. Yeah, this was a very slim victory in the House, but there's a lot of good stuff in the bill. $5 trillion in tax cuts for workers, $69 billion for border defense, $900 billion in cuts to Medicaid through rooting out fraud and abuse, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime for hourly workers, and a bunch of other stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff in the bill. How do you see it as it lands in the Senate, in your chamber?
Well, kudos to Speaker Johnson. They set a timeline or deadline to get it through the House by Memorial Day. They did it. And of course, President Trump was vitally instrumental in getting that done. So that's great. Now, we've been working with them, of course, but we've got a deadline. We want to get it done by July 4th. There's a lot in it. It's not an option. Starting with a tax cut to get our economy or keep our economy growing and going and really take it to the next level. Obviously, also real savings. They did about 1.5 trillion. We'd like to do more like 2 trillion in reductions to help with the debt and deficit, and then also support for our military and border security.
Here's the message House Minority Leader, Democrat Hakeem Jeffries, gave our own Kilmeny Dukart. His advice for his colleagues in the Senate. Watch this.
That's not a vote of confidence in this one big, ugly bill.
What's your message to your colleagues in the Senate?
Stop this bill in its tracks.
So, Senator, what is Minority Leader Jeffries conveniently, I think, sort of leaving out of his characterization of the bill? Because if this bill does not pass or something approaching it, what are the consequences for America and the American economy?
Yeah, they're going to see the biggest tax increase in history. And of course, I guess that's what the Democrats want. I mean, I think this absolutely contrasts the right plan for America, make America great again, get America back on track, the opposite of what the Biden administration was doing and what the Trump administration is leading the way forward. And this is exactly what the voters asked for in the last election. Think about it. Already the security that you're seeing at the border, it's amazing, and border security is national security. We build on that with funding to make sure that we build a border wall and have the other technology to truly secure that border for the long term, as well as funding for DHS to make sure that whether it's Tren de Aragua, MS-13, or these people who've come here illegally and committing crimes, that they're out of here. Then we make sure the military is funded, and we work with President Trump to end these endless wars. And we're already making real progress there. The tax cut that's going to help every single working America and get our economy going and growing. And then, like I say, 1.5, and we hope 2 trillion in real reductions in spending to help with the debt and deficit. That's how you get America back on track and make America strong.
Yeah. Now, this week, the Republicans in the Senate passed no taxes on tips as a standalone bill. And, shockingly, even the Democrats voted for it. In your estimation, has it been a mistake to try to do this all in one shot? And do you think that there will be other separate bills sort of carved out of the larger one as the Senate goes through its process?
Well, the person that's going to ultimately get this bill across the finish line is President Trump. He is the leader of our party, and with his with the work he's doing to get everybody on board, we're going to move this through the Senate, and I hope by July 4. That's our target, and it's good to have deadlines. Senator Thune's doing a very strong job of leading and pushing to get this done. Obviously, we just talked about Speaker Johnson, the great work he's doing. But ultimately, this goes back to President Trump. And he felt that the best way to do this is in one big, beautiful bill, as I described. And there's no better negotiator, nobody better at getting things done than President Trump.
There are a lot of questions that remain, Senator, about whether the spending cuts are deep enough. You said that the Senate would like to go from 1.5 trillion to 2 trillion. the Democrats ballooned the budget during COVID in some by as much as I think 30%. At the $2 trillion level, how much does that get us back toward those pre-COVID levels that a lot of conservatives would like to see?
Right. We'd like to do more if we can. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we've got to get 50 plus 1 votes to pass it, right? The vice president can break the tie if we have 50 votes in the Senate. So we've got to be able to get that. We'd like to do at least $2 trillion. The House did 1.5, more if we can. But here's the other thing that people are looking right by. These tax cuts will have a dynamic effect on our economy. We estimate, I think joint tax has it at about another $2 trillion. And if you look back at the first time we did the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, that generated $1.7 trillion more in revenue than CBO gave credit for. And so, again, you got to look at both, not only continuing to find savings and reductions, and we need to do more. It can't be just this big, beautiful bill. We got to keep after it. But we also then help with the debt and deficit when we get economic growth. So it's both.
Senator John Hoeven, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
We'll follow the progress.
Thanks, Tom.